Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org, and this is a PHP video tutorial for the new Boston. Now, in this tutorial I'm going to be demonstrating to you how we're going to connect to a MySQL database. In some of my previous tutorials we've gone through creating our database, which we've named a_database. We've also looked at privileges within inside, so I've explained that we've got our usernames here and everything. If we just go back to home in general and we click privileges, we can add a new user, but for now I'm using root on localhost with no password. So I'm going to show you how we can connect to our database first of all, and then select this database that we've named a_database. So this is our page that we're going to preview everything on. Now the first thing to do is to call the MySQL connect function, and this is written like this: MySQL_connect, and because it's a function obviously we've got parentheses in there. Now this takes typically three arguments. We're looking at 1, 2, 3 here, so we'll set this up. The first argument is the host name, so this is going to be localhost. The second is the username, so we've already established this is Alex, and I don't actually have a password, so I'm going to leave this blank, but I'm still specifying it there. Okay, so how can we make this a bit better and a bit more easier to specify everything? I'm actually going to use variables, so I'm going to say MySQL host equals localhost, MySQL user equals Alex, and MySQL pass equals nothing. So I'm going to substitute these values in. So it's taking the values that I've specified up there and then just popping them into this function. Okay, so let's run this script to see what happens. Okay, so right. Okay, sorry, yeah, the username is not Alex, it is root. Let's just pop back to my PHP my admin and have a look at that. You can see that we've got the username of root there. So I suppose this is a good example now to look at what error we've returned. So we've got warning MySQL connect, access denied for user Alex, obviously because there's no user called Alex, using password no. So let's refresh again. This time we've got nothing up, so we can assume that everything has connected properly. So what happens if we don't connect properly? Now let's just change this back to Alex again, so no user called Alex exists, and we refresh the page. We've got this error up here. Now let's say we were running a live website and this error was returned to the user. This isn't the kind of error that we want to show to a user if we've incorrectly specified a username or password inside of our code. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this I'm going to use a logical operator OR, and remember this can be written like that with two horizontal lines, but I'm going to say OR, and after that I'm going to say die. So this either connects and doesn't return an error, or if it does return an error, we die and we can print our own error message out to the user. So could not connect to database. So or could not connect in general. Now we're going to be introducing other functions, and the other function to connect to the database itself. So we've connected to the server like this, then we want to select a database. So I'm going to take this out here and put a general error, and I'm going to call that con_error, and above here I'm going to write con error equals could not connect, just in general. So, or die con error. Now let's have a look at the preview of that. So remember we've got the username here as Alex, and that's wrong, so if we refresh we get this could not connect. Now you can also see that we've got this warning come up here as well. So we can either resolve this in two ways. We can use error reporting, or we can simply pop an @ symbol before that then when we refresh, you can see it just shows could not connect. So the @ symbol will basically take away the default error reporting from PHP just on this line. So we've connected to our database successfully. Well, we haven't at the moment, but let's just type in root. Down here I'm going to say echo connected. Pull that up a bit more, and we can refresh. So now we're saying connected because we're not killing the page at this point because we've connected, so we are going to run this line. We're going to change this a bit later on so it's a bit more, it's structured a bit better. So the next thing we want to do is select our database. Now remember, the database is called a_database. So let's go back to our PHP, writing our code, and I'm going to say MySQL select DB. So we're using underscores to separate this. And then we just take one argument here, and we are taking a_database. So again, we can make this a bit better, and under here we can say MySQL DB equals a_database, and we can just substitute that variable in there.